Well guys, this friend of mine is upgrading from an i7 to an i5 and from an RTX 3090 to an RTX 3090. What does it mean? Well, let's get started. Now, this video you see on my right is the video that my girlfriend built close to 2 years ago. Now, initially it had a 3070 Ti, but now the guy upgraded it to the RTX 3090 iChill X4. We had it on the channel as well. However, today we are upgrading to a fully custom loop card inside this AlphaCool IceWolf water cooling kit. And this guy still has an i7 10700K, but we are putting an i5 12600KF and overclocking it very hard. And that i5 is gonna go much faster than this i7. The tricky part is gonna be to make the two 360mm all-in-one water cooler fit into this one. So I say we show you all the parts and we get this mounting. Okay, so this is what we are working with. We're gonna keep the Arctic 360mm all-in-one water cooler on the front. So we wanna locate the new all-in-one on the top, as well as mount a vertical mounting kit directly from Cooler Master here. So step one is to disassemble both this PC and the donor PC, which is gonna be this one over there. So I say we get started.
Perfect.
Guys, he bent the SSD. Okay, so finally we have repopulated everything on the board and we can go ahead and slot it in the case. It's not easy, guys, it's not easy at all. We get the front cables on top of it. Now one hand we hold it up and we have to move all of these out of the way, and then we can finally slot it right there. Okay, so a little issue. Since this card has the tubes on the back, unfortunately it's basically impossible to make it fit over here because it will just touch the back. So we will have to figure out a way. Okay guys, so we are encountering a bit of issues. So we mounted temporarily this card, however, it probably will not possible to mount our water-cooled card vertical. Now I will show you exactly why. So as you can see, this card has an active backplate with tubes basically on both sides of the card. And this thing has a wall, so if I go and take the card and just try to slap it there, as you can see there is no clearance because there is no space from here to here, so we have to unfortunately horizontal mount it. Okay, so we had to attach the fan unfortunately, but now we should actually be able to make this thing fit, which is not an easy task at all, to be honest, but yeah, the main issues are the tubes, as you can see. Because like tubes side is working. So we have to somehow mount it the other way, which is not easy. We will figure it out.
One eternity later.
Okay, so I managed to make it fit and I did cut it short, but as you can see we have a bit of issues with the cabling, so wish me luck. Yes. And here we are with the build fully finished. It wasn't easy, guys. This is actually one of the hardest builds I've done in the past 6 months, I'd say probably this year, and it was because we had to do a ton of things. So let me guide you through what we had to do. We had to basically disassemble the whole front rod with the fans, and the fans were on the front and they were like, they had some pass-through screws to hold the radiator in place. Then we had to flip the radiator with the tubes going down, which is still fine. It's not actually better than having the tubes on top, like people say, it's the same. Supposedly it also helps with noise. So I had these on the bottom, had to remount everything, reroute all the cabling, and then we also had to take out the back fan on the PC because the tubes were not fitting. The clearance between the top radiator and the front radiator and the case on the other side is like 2 millimeters each, so it really barely fits. And that's because the Arctic radiator is actually a thick rod and it's much thicker. So unfortunately we had to keep that on the front, but that's actually the best way for temperatures, thinking about it. So we then had to route all the RGB. That was a mess as well, it took me a while. However, I really think the end result is stunning. And the water block, as you can see, even horizontal mounted, looks great. It has a little bit of a water block that comes out of the actual card on the back, because it cools the 12GB of VRAM, which is on the back. The 3090 has 12GB on the front and 12 on the back. So we did that, and I think it's looking absolutely stunning. So yes, the aesthetic is on point. Okay, fine. What about performance and temperature? Well, we know what to expect, but I still ran Firestrike and we did 50K in graphics. So we actually did just a 5% increase compared to the original iChill that was in there. However, the iChill X4 is a very unique card, and that one was very hard overclocked as well. So I'm still happy with it, and we have not BIOS modded this card with the 1000 watt Galaxy BIOS, which is something we could do to fully unlock the power limit, fully unlock the slider. I can do a tutorial on that if you'd like, but staying on topic, the CPU did 30K in physics, and the previous i7 10700K overclocked to 5.1 GHz did 25K. And remember, Firestrike measures the whole core. So if we go and take a look at CPU-Z, this thing does close to 7000 in multi, but it does over 700 in single thread, and that's what's really amazing. This thing is on par with the latest i9. There's gonna be no difference with this thing compared to an i9 with this GPU, but it is a massive 40% faster, theoretically, after it has been tuned in-game than the original i7, so massive increase there, mostly thanks to the generational improvement, but we also tweaked the CPU right, and we'll have a tutorial for that. It's gonna be very unique. In all of that, you might be wondering, what are the temperatures, right? Double 360mm all-in-one cooler in this poor Cooler Master case, right? Poor TD500 Mesh, right? Well, the GPU under full load in Prime 95 with the fans set to 35% in order not to make noise, reached a maximum of 55 degrees on the core, 70 degrees on the memory. Extremely low. And the CPU as well, in Firestrike, did not even reach 60 degrees. Under Prime 95, it reached briefly like 75 degrees with the silent curve on everything. So overall, I'm extremely impressed. You should subscribe to the channel. And I can definitely recommend this AlphaCool Icewolf kit, even though I would have cut the tubes a bit shorter, and I think the all black aesthetic is absolutely stunning, and I think, yes, the upgrade from a 3090 to a 4090, from an i7 to an i5 was definitely worth it, with a bit of overclock, a bit of tuning. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please check out the channel, subscribe, drop a like, and see you in the next one. Bye!